Hello and welcome back to the Fitness and Beer Show. This is episode 2 and I'm your host, Jack Coulson. We've got a bit of an interesting one. We're going to talk about a few different topics today. Firstly, the beer that I'm drinking, a little bit unusual. We've got banana bread beer. I don't know if you can see that over there, but I have a bit of a nickname which goes by the Fat Gorilla because I eat a lot of bananas and it's something that my little sister said a long time ago and it's kind of stuck. And then when I found this, it's just a perfect combination for me. It's beer, it's banana, and surprisingly it does actually taste a lot like banana bread, so if you're into that kind of thing, you'll really like this beer. So good. Okay, so into today's fitnessy based topic. Now I've got a question from a reader from the last video. A reader from the last video? I'll watch it from the last video. I'm just going to pull it up on my iPad and answer it real quick. So, yeah, Daniel McCormack, he says, really enjoyed the last video. Thanks, Daniel, I appreciate that. He says, would you be able to answer a question about how to best complete a program with 3 days only available to train? I.e., would you do full body? Would you split up into push, pull, and legs? What would you do? And the answer to that question is, I would typically go with 3 full body days. And the reason for this is, if you're only going to be training 3 days a week, that's ample enough time, but you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. So I would be inclined to go 3 days a week, mostly compound lifts. So we're talking, your deadlifts, your squats, presses, pull-ups, rows, that kind of thing, with a few isolation exercises thrown in, obviously depending on the goal. If the goal is fat loss and conditioning, then you'd probably have some kind of finisher at the end of the session. If your goal is more muscular hypertrophy, then you'd probably throw in some isolation exercises based on the muscles that you're mainly trying to target. But I would typically go for 3 full body days when it comes to that approach, simply because that way you're going to get more in less time and it's going to be more efficient. So I hope that answers your question. If anyone's got any questions about this show and anything they want featured in the next episode, then drop a comment below or send me a message, send me a tweet, which is just @Strongfident, and I'll get it on to the next show. Now that brings me nicely on to next subject, which is something I was talking about on the Strongfident Facebook page earlier, which was the debate between Ben & Jerry's or Häagen-Dazs. I think that's how you pronounce that. Hagen, I'm not sure. But anyone who knows me knows that I love ice cream. Beer, ice cream, fitness, perfect. So it's always interesting to me what people say. Now, most people tend to decide on Ben & Jerry's. I think that came out slightly on top. Various flavours. Häagen-Dazs seemed to be less favourable, but a lot of people said that they liked the salted caramel, which actually is really good. I think when it comes to Ben & Jerry's, there's just a little bit more variety there, and I really enjoy the peanut butter ones and the core ones with like the chocolate gooey stuff in the middle. That's just insane. But I want to know, do you prefer Ben & Jerry's or do you prefer Häagen-Dazs? Let me know in the comments below. It's always intriguing to me to see which one people prefer. I think that's all we're gonna talk about today. Short show, Friday evening. Everyone's busy, got things to do, so I'm just gonna say cheers. If you haven't tried this banana bread beer yet, I suggest you do, because it's really good. And if you want your question featured on the next show, make sure you let me know and I will be sure to get it out there. Alright, see you soon.